Like air, we are surrounded, enveloped by electromagnetic fields emanating from power lines, Wi-Fi, appliances, and more. And on top of that, we average a lot of screen time that can be a real danger to our health. We want to welcome back Harvard-trained epidemiologist and podcaster, Dr. Elizabeth Rodgers, to share more. Welcome back.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Great to have you. This is really kind of inescapable in a way. So how do we deal with it?
It's true, it is inescapable because, like you said, we're surrounded by EMFs, which are really just areas of energy or radiation that are being generated by all of these different things that we really can't escape because we're surrounded by them. It's impossible. And the other important thing is that we are also bioelectrical mechanical beings. So we operate at a frequency. Our heart and our brains, they emit frequencies and energies. What's really going on is that the frequency at which we're operating just isn't necessarily compatible with the frequency of all of these EMFs and devices. So as a result, it can impact your health and well-being.
Yeah, and it sounds like the frequency that we give off versus the frequency that is around us, we're not on that same wavelength. So it's kind of a constant fight.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Interesting. So is that why we feel listless sometimes, or we just can't quite get a groove going because we're just sort of all over the place because of these influences?
Absolutely.
Can that happen?
I think a lot of people think this stuff is kind of woo or out there, but it's really not, because we are made of energy. So one of the best and also cheapest things that you can do to protect yourself is purchase some different types of crystals or stones. And I actually brought some of them with me today, which I'm really excited about.
Yeah.
So shungite, black tourmaline, and hematite are three of the best and most powerful stones that you can use to both remove the unwanted effects and negative energy that is emanating from these devices.
How does a stone break that cycle?
So the stone itself is also, just like us and like every living thing, and not just living thing, but everything on planet Earth, it's also operating at its own frequency. So the frequency of this stone is able to protect you by removing that unwanted and harmful energy. So shungite is thought to be the most powerful protector against EMFs. And black tourmaline will do the exact same job. I didn't bring a piece of it, but it looks very similar.
May I see it?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And hematite is another one of my favorites, which I brought today, and I picked this one because it's shaped like a heart, which is my favorite shape.
It's a beautiful stone.
Isn't it?
Yeah, it has such a metallic finish to it.
And hematite is really nice because what I love about it is not only will it remove the unwanted effects and the negative energy, it will replace it with positive energy.
How do you measure that, though? How do you know? Is it a feeling? Is it a belief? Is it a placebo effect?
I think it's definitely a feeling.
Really?
It's definitely a feeling. It's not placebo effect, although for us to really truly measure it in a quantitative way, that is going to be difficult. But there have been studies done that have actually measured the frequency of things like this. Another example is something called organite. Now, organite's different because it's a combination of resin, metals, and quartz. But what the organite can do is literally break up and interfere with the frequency of the EMFs.
Some people who are really into the crystal thing, they surround themselves with crystals.
Yes.
They've got all kinds of crystals by their bedside, on their person, everywhere you turn. But that's not very realistic for most of us, and it's not necessary.
It's not.
Okay.
It's really not. So it's just as simple as having a small piece, even as small as this piece of hematite, can just be near the device. And it can sit there and it will do its job.
And it doesn't interfere with your signals or anything like that?
No.
That's incredible.
Isn't it incredible?
I love that. Well, learning something new every time you come on this program. I'm going to grab one of these before you leave.
I want you to. That's why I brought them.
Thank you so much,
You're
Dr.
welcome
Rodgers.
so much.
Always great to have you with us. We're back after this.